Monday Sports Report brought to you by Tough Man Refresh.
Top man.
Oh, yeah.
Top man. Created by Yakult. I saw us someone having a Yakult the other day. Those little tiny things.
Get those probiotic counts up.
Why so small?
Too many probiotics. I mean,
So
there is millions of good bacteria in there, or so I've been told.
Right, so you should not overdo Yakult.
I wouldn't say have too much. I mean, surely too much of a good thing couldn't be enough.
You wouldn't think so.
You wouldn't think so.
You wouldn't think so. Because they sponsored a World Swimming Champs. I went to once. And it was
Yeah,
free.
nice.
It was a free fridge.
Oh,
But
yeah.
very similar to that fridge we found at Fukuoka.
Yeah, we rated that.
Where we got the
Took a lot of Tough Man Refresh
Top Man Refresh.
and whatever.
But I was smashing the Yakult.
Yeah.
I was drinking litres a day. It's like,
Never been healthier.
It was like it's like that Bros rumor from remember that from the 80s? You boys might have been too young.
Oh,
Well, I wasn't
no,
born.
no, I know what you're talking about.
I won't go into it.
I know where you're going.
There we go. Right, what are we doing here? We're
well-
getting close to the start of these bloody seasons, aren't we?
Yes, yes, indeed. We had a couple of.
Is Vegas this weekend?
Yeah, this Sunday. I know, right? We can actually look to like Thursday week when the actual NRL season kicks off back in Australia anyway, properly. But
Well, this is the start of the season.
It sure is.
We can't just
7 o'clock it starts too. I know we had Kevy on the show today, and
7 a.m.
7 a.m. It's for Brisbane time that the 4 games kick off. It was 2 games last year, so it kicked off at like 11 or 12.
Because they got a Super League game, don't they, as
That's
well?
the first one.
Wigan.
Yeah.
So that's 7
Alicia's my Wigan.
Oh yeah. Your crew.
So is that 7 a.m. Brisbane time?
7 a.m. Brisbane
Yeah,
time.
because I saw 8 a.m. written somewhere. That might have been
Yeah, it was
KO
daylight
Sydney ad.
saving. Yeah.
Oh,
So
this is for Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah.
We got the Wigan Warriors and the Warrington Wolves. All W's.
Is Warrington, is that the Sam Burgess team? I think it is.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
it?
I think so.
I reckon A. Burgess has
No,
been through there.
It is because he's the coach right now, Sam.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's
he-
what
they,
I mean.
but they say he might be able to get his visa because he got done on coke. That's legit. Yeah,
For real?
I mean,
yeah. They're trying to, it's a last ditch thing to get his visa.
And you're
But
saying
the
he's a
lot-
coach
anybody who's ever tried cocaine can't go to Vegas?
been done for doing cocaine, mate. Why are you asking?
I actually thought it was a prerequisite to go to Vegas.
Well, yeah, good point. Yeah.
celebrated there.
No, but he got done. So that, it's kind of strange.
If you're not going to add to the economy, stay out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, that's happening. But
Okay, so 7 o'clock. Then
7 o'clock in the morning out. Yeah, then a 10 o'clock Canberra and Warriors, the first of the NRL matches.
We've got to mention all this during the week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have got a tipping competition. It has been created. We've got to get you guys on board, and we'll start
What
giving
app?
out details as of tomorrow.
please say
Same.
ESPN.
So sorry.
That's
You're
the
gonna
other
have to- Yeah, but you have been a part of it before, so it is an existing app. It's just the NRL tipping. You can go to tipping.nrl.
Oh, yeah,
and,
so it's the NRL side.
Yeah, it is the official NRL
Yeah,
tipping
mate,
competition.
Hey,
So
by the way, did you know that Ricky Stewart has got a son who is likely, or he's a dead set chance he's made the 22-man squad to go over there to play for Canberra?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that?
I had no idea.
I don't know.
He's got a son. Jed.
Debuting in Vegas.
Yeah.
Jed Stewart.
I didn't know that. So who are the coaches that have got kids? You've got
Cleary.
Ivan and Nathan. Flanagan.
Flanagan, yeah.
I mean, you had Kevy.
You had Kevy, and now you might have Ricky Stewart. The easiest one is the Nathan Cleary one, because there's no nepotism there at all.
No.
At all.
No.
There's not even any question of it, because he's so good.
And if there ever was, it got cleared up pretty quickly.
But guys like, even Billy had to suffer that. You kind
He
of
copped that for a while, didn't he?
Yeah. I think he outgrew that. But Flanagan gets the same thing. It'd be tough, wouldn't it?
oh, yes.
Your dad's the coach.
Well, I think the pressure on Flanagan when his son, what is young Flanagan's name? Why am I forgetting that? Anyway, when he was playing for the, where was he at the time? Anyway, the previous team that he was at, and he wasn't going very well.
I don't know him.
And then Flanagan, who'd been sacked from the Sharks, was like, nah, see the problem. I know how to coach him. If I was coaching his team,
Yeah, right, okay.
I would get him right. And then he moves to the Dragons, and it was like, well, is then Shane Flanagan going to come? And it's like, man, like, he's trying to prove himself already. He's already he went all right in whatever team he was in. I'm completely blanking on it now. And then he at the Roosters, I think,
Yeah,
for
he was.
a brief
He started
time.
at the
Yeah,
Roosters, I think,
and he's already trying to work his way back up and establish himself as one of the the premium halves in the country to make an NRL squad. And then his dad's there saying, "Yeah, but if I was there, he'd be flying." And then he's done all right at the Dragons under his dad, but the Dragons haven't been smooth sailing.
Well,
And
with this, I was reading Tarpanay, the Raiders captain. He's the captain now, isn't he, Tarpanay?
yes,
He's one of their leaders anyway. I think he's their captain. But he said he was the one who said to Ricky, they've had someone go down. He said, why don't you bring Jed along?
Right.
He deserves it. He's been training really hard. He's really good defensively. Bring him along.
yeah.
Because
The
it'd be
players
so,
were
it'd be
advocating
so
for it.
hard, that
Yeah.
50-50 thing. Even in the times that I coached, just like under fives, under sixes, I went from under fives to under 11s, but coaching Archie. But I would always, I reckon it counted against Archie because you don't want to be that parent. So if ever I had to take someone off, I'd go, I'll just bring Archie off because at least then I can't be accused
Yeah, it looks good.
of being favouring him.
I've got two best and fairests to my name that have a little asterisk over them, and I'll never know because Dad was my coach those years, and I don't know if I was the best or not.
Yeah.
It'd be tough. It'd be a tough thing.
Yeah,
it'd be a
it
really
is
tough
tough
thing.
to know.
But in that case, if Tarpanay's, if the players are advocating for it, then that's the ultimate seal of approval.
It's what Ricky would want too.
Yeah, exactly.
I would imagine he would have wanted the, but if you got the kid who's, the fringe first grader at best, then he's your kid. There's always going to be that question.
I'm listening to Alex Ferguson's, the old Manchester United manager, his audio book at the moment, and he talks about when he had to sell his son to, he had him playing for United at the time, and going to move him on. So they couldn't play together. He'd try to someone get stuff out of him. What are the players doing? The son wouldn't go, no, I'm not telling you. I'm with the player group. And he goes, to this day, my wife, you sold your own damn son.
Really?
Right.
Imagine you trading out Archie.
Well, it's like, the extreme of that is pardoning your son when you're US president. These are all questions you have to ask, I guess.
Yeah. I'd go out with a bang on. Okay. Listen, we're all going to be clear, okay? But
Could you pardon your son
yes.
and make him number 6 for Queensland? Do both. He's not even coach. No, you've got to. That'd be cool.
Ash, take away from the weekends. What are you liking coming into the
I
year
like the
now?
Broncos. I thought we looked really, really good. I thought we looked hungry. It's only a trial. It's only a trial. I'm wondering what he's going to do in the centres. I know he started with Shibasaki and Katoni. Katoni got a quad strain or hamstring problem and only lasted 10 minutes. Hopefully that's
Is that a pickable accident?
He hasn't played yet.
Okay, good.
I'm
checking.
Thank God, by the way. Yeah.
I'm hoping he's not going to be in doubt for round one. But Dean Mariner, for me, Mariner looks like he is... Is he a Queenslander? He looks like a star.
He's fast.
I think he is just like an incredible athlete. I can't actually believe that they're thinking about him not being in the 13. And the other one is Piakura. But see, you don't know what they train like. I don't know what their attitude's like, and I'm not suggesting or saying that they've got poor attitudes. I'm just saying I have no idea. I got absolutely no idea.
You're just saying face value.
Yeah.
Piakura to me
From the
looks
trial.
damaging. He looks like a weapon. This Gajewski is older.
Yeah, he is,
he looks a solid footballer. I'm sure he's really capable. I'm sure he's got a great attitude and all the rest of it. Piakura looks like he's got that dog. Like he's just he's an animal.
He was in and out of the side last year, so he's hungry.
Yeah.
He's definitely hungry. And I don't know
To
what a
nail
new
that
change of coach does
to nail
there.
that spot down. If you got Piakura and Ricky on the weekend was up against. It was right in the first half. It was right there, just keeping an eye on it. He had to mark Viliami Kickow. Could you think of a worse way to spend an afternoon?
In Redcliffe.
Kickow is an Adonis. Like, he is huge. And he was just running at them. And, I think Ricky,
Yeah,
my eyes, closed them down. I'll tell you who really has impressed me, and you'll be happy about this, is Marty Tapau.
Kapow.
Like, he's been unbelievable. Coming off the bench, I don't know what his run meters are. I'm going to have a look what his run meters have been in the last couple of weeks. But
Have you got any stats there, Richie? For
Let's
anything?
have a lock. I
He's
was
been-
looking at the Dean Mariner thing. He
yeah.
was born in Auckland, but he has already played for Samoa. But I think if for the he's not eligible for Queensland according to the QRL website.
he's not. He's not eligible
no,
for Queensland.
Yeah, won't be playing for Australia, so no, not eligible.
Have you got a competition pin for the tipping while you're at it?
I will pass that on. Yes, let me pull that up for you.
It might be good for people listening right now.
Mhm.
So I've found my old NRL tipping link.
And we'll chuck up some stuff on the socials. I'll talk to our boy Nick about that.
Just the Tips podcast.
Just
coming back.
Just
yeah.
the tips.
I can't see the stats from the weekend. They make it so hard. I'll tell you one thing I did hear over the weekend that I was listening to a podcast is our mate Buzz Rothfield.
Oh, yeah.
Buzz
Morning,
Rothfield
lads.
came up with a suggestion, and I was like, "Oh, I like this."
Yeah, what was it? Which one?
Buzz, you said that the Indigenous All Stars game,
Yeah.
which we've just had, it kind of gets wasted
Correct.
in the new year. Like it's been and gone.
Yeah. Now, where did I suggest we put it? I've forgotten.
Your suggestion, Buzz, was that the All Stars game be played on the Friday night of Grand Final weekend. So the Grand Final is on a Sunday night, and as it is at the moment, we have no rugby league fix on that Friday night. There's nothing there.
Never understood why it's a Sunday night.
The Indigenous All Stars game could be the Friday night of Grand Final weekend. All the players will be fit. Obviously, if you're competing in the Grand Final, you're not eligible. You won't.
Right,
you
yeah.
won't be in there.
Would you play it in Sydney?
You'd play it in Sydney. Well, it really wouldn't matter where you would play it, but your suggestion was that you play
Yes.
play it.
That's right.
You play it at like the Parramatta Stadium where you get 50,000
Somewhere
people.
different. Yep.
All of the players are sort of battle hardened, and to be honest, they get injured. We've got the whole off season to kind of recover. Whereas at the moment, if you get injured,
There's a risk.
and so as a fan, like being a Broncos fan or whatever, if I see someone competing in the All Stars, mostly I'm thinking, oh, please don't get injured.
Yeah.
But this way, it'd be like, well, if they were playing, it would be because your team isn't in the grand final, and you give a shit factor, it would be way, way down. And they'd be battle hardened. They literally would have played a whole season, so it'd be their final game of the year. I thought that was a good suggestion. from you.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It certainly makes sense. One of the many things.
Well,
Yeah.
good thinking.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just had Marty Tabau. He actually had the most run meters
Yeah.
of any Bronco the
Yeah.
other day at
I believe-
181.
Yeah.
And the only person who was higher than him was over in the Bulldogs, Jacob Preston, with 183. So
Yeah, but don't forget Jacob Preston. He got 183 run meters, but really, like 70 of them were from a try that he scored from dummy half, where he went through Billy Walters and he went through somebody else, and then he stood up the fullback, that Latrell Sprigwell. Who that's a kid. I love the preseason because you get to see all these, like this Latrell Sprigwell has been killing it for Redcliffe, and he's come in and he didn't have the best game on the weekend, but it's going to be good for his experience that he gets to see what it's like at that level.
I think he's a kicker as well, like for conversions. He was a good backup.
That means that Tapau
Tapau
has blitzed everybody because he got 60 metres in that run, that Jacob Preston. So he's dominated. He looks unstoppable.
He's fit. Just like he shaved a couple of years off.
Get him on for
carnivore
20
diet,
minutes.
yeah.
What did if you've got it there, what did Pat Carrigan run for? Because he didn't get as many minutes, but he looked pretty good as well. Well, he's playing up front now.
Hang on a second. Come on.
What, he's played as a prop?
Yeah.
Stats not available. The game was 2 days ago.
Come on.
They've got Kobe Hetherington at lock.
Right.
Yeah.
And these days, how much does that impact? Like prop forward traditionally, obviously the scrum and everything, but what's the difference between a prop and a lock these days? Like,
Well, they all defend like your prop and your locks
lock will be on
defend
the edges?
defend in the middle, and
Yeah.
then your second rowers defend on the edge.
so what's the major difference then for Pat Carrigan this year?
Well, I'll tell you one big difference. Would be good to speak to him about.
Run-ups.
Now he'll be taking the hit ups from the kickoffs now.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Like you don't have to do that as a lock.
Nah.
Like that wouldn't be fun.
Nah.
122 metres for Paddy.
122.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
the
looked good.
shortest
Good
stat.
go forward. Payne Haas. I reckon we've got a good solid team. Good second rowers. Kobe in at lock. Then so much. It looked like having Ben Hunt and Adam Reynolds there. They're the two oldest halves in the competition playing side by side, but the experience they've got, it's like, I mean, you're just confident with any of them taking the final option on the end of set kick.
Yep.
Like you're in good hands there. As I said, Dean Mariner and Katoni. I'll tell you who looked great was Selwyn. Oh,
Yeah, he looked good.
he was outstanding. He worked hard too. And when Latrell wasn't having the best of games, he got taken off. They put Selwyn to fullback. Selwyn just looked. He was involved. He looked fit and so strong. Those hit ups that they take those wingers. Who's our other winger? He's good too. Jesse Arthur.
Jesse Arthur is
great. I love
He
Jesse.
was best on ground for the Māori All Stars.
Yeah, he was. He literally.
dominated that game.
When was the last time you saw a winger get man of the match?
Incredible.
And then we got Reece at fullback.
Yeah.
It's the options. I think the ability to spin the magnets a bit, depending on the game. If you can just keep if you can just shocking run of injuries last year. Honestly, that's what killed us last year. It was just injuries.
I don't know how they're going to jam them all into the 17. Because then, so that's your starting 13. Tapau Kapau has been killing it. Ben Takura.
They want to give him a run.
Fucking huge.
He's
like,
massive.
He is fucking huge.
He's not overstating it.
Then they've got Xavier Willison. That guy is huge. Who else have we got? Corey Jensen. We got some. We've got.
Jensen's a workhorse in there.
Yeah. Oh, Corey Jensen doesn't let us down.
No.
We need some big units. You need that.
Yeah.
Don't you reckon?
Oh, yeah.
We do. Yeah.
Yeah, well, what's his name? Takura ran. He scored a try when they did that sort of inside crash play from dummy half. It's like nobody could stop him.
Yeah, we missed a Flegler type last year. He was one of the big holes.
Yeah, that was a big hole.
Yeah.
That put a lot of pressure then on Payne Haas. So if you feel that, win this year on defence and big fellas.
Yeah. Were you out there on the weekend?
No. There was Redcliffe ran that day.
Yeah,
but,
they're not as good. The
No.
ground announcers.
They're trying their hardest out there, but
We thought.
when you're a Q Cup team,
And he does this. He did this thing where he's going. He's going. Oh, here's Levi calling.
this has been my old mate. This is my old mate Brad Wood.
He's going.
Is it Woody?
Follow me.
No,
Follow
no.
me when
Didn't
Redcliffe
go.
go. Redcliffe. Cha cha cha. Redcliffe.
I got-
And you're just like, oh.
Ash, I've got to say,
cringeworthy.
it is the hardest thing, and Lutz, you'd know this, because sometimes you've got a director in your ear, or
Yes.
you've got either someone from the show team,
Yep.
or even sometimes a club going, hey, can we get a bit of hype going in the stadium? When rugby league is a game that is played on waves of momentum,
Yeah, of
and
course.
you know there are just the wrong time
Yeah, well,
to
you
do
can't
it.
just throw that out.
And you can't do the old origin. Make some New South Wales, make some noise for your team.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
that's
bloke
bad.
was full like, let's hear it for Redcliffe. And, there's like, oh, I think we can do better.
I was got a primary school teacher.
Let's hear what you've got.
Come on, I
Good
can't hear
morning,
you. I
Redcliffe.
can't hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
A state league team. That'll happen.
Yeah, talk about it.